So today we want to talk about the fact that all liberals, Democrats, politicians, and any fool that believes in gun control actually owns a ghost gun, but they don't know it. And the reason for this is every proposal they come up with, they want to remove intent from the law. So what we're going to find out today is there's a tremendous amount of things around home that are a firearm if you remove the idea of intent. And I'm going to take you through some logical steps. We will actually start with a firearm and we'll see how all these ghost gun laws could be interpreted against you. Because once you remove intent from the law, you give the government broad discretion on who to prosecute and who not to prosecute. So what we're going to find out is in your home, there's a tremendous amount of stuff that under easily convertible regulations and through intent you could build into a firearm, whether you want to or not. So when they remove intent from the law, mere possession is enough to convict you. So first off, we have this Chart Arms AR-7. And if you haven't watched any court video, you should go back and look at the RPB case where open bolts were considered machine guns, because they did a video of easy conversions for machine guns and also discussed what NFA weapons were and what a firearm is. So now we have a plain Jane barrel, right? This is a 22 rim fire, and when you put the round in here, the rim sits on top of the receiver. So now we take a normal hammer that everybody has at home, and when you have an AR-7 barrel or any other 22 rimfire barrel and a hammer, you can fire a round through this barrel. So if you have no intent to fire a round, this is not a firearm under current law. Under ghost gun law, if you were to remove intent, your hammer would be a firearm, because you can use it to fire around from this barrel. Now, this is a special hammer because it has a magnetic nail holder in the tip right here. So you could actually put a nail in here and use it to ignite a centerfire round. So with this special hammer, you could actually have a centerfire weapon where you could use it to ignite shotgun barrels and centerfire rifle barrels. Now, this is a very dangerous practice, so I would not recommend you doing it. And what would happen is, if this hammer and barrel were seen together, since this barrel length is under 26 inches, this would be considered an AOW, and any other weapon in it would be an NFA item. If it was a smoothbore barrel, it would be a short barrel shotgun. Now, let's say we don't have a barrel, but we got plenty of plumbing around home, and we also have plenty of bird chimes and all kinds of other stuff that has metal pipe in it. Now, this aluminum pipe is way too soft to build a firearm barrel out of. But the definition of a firearm says it only has to fire one round. And under court law, the firearm does not have to exist after the gun is fired. So if it blows up in your hand, blows your hand off, or it can only be used one time, it's still a firearm. If you use steel pipe, it can be a firearm that you can use several times before it destroys itself. Now the interesting thing is, if this is combined with a hammer and you have the intent to use it as a firearm, it's an AOW again, any other weapon. And that's because it has a smoothbore barrel. So if we go one step further, and we have our AR-7, and let's say that we wanted to convert it to a machine gun. If you have a coat hanger in your house, there are coat hangers that were modified into auto sears that are registered in the National Registry. So if you have a coat hanger that is a ghost gun, because it can be used to convert a semi-automatic weapon to a machine gun. Now, if you remove intent, all liberals, all politicians, all Democrats are in possession of a machine gun if they have a coat hanger. Now, if you don't have a coat hanger in your home, I know you got a shoe. And if you have a shoestring, that's a conversion device to manufacture a machine gun. If you go back to the RPB court case, there was a demonstration of how to use a shoestring to convert a semi-automatic to a machine gun. So you can see, if you include the basic unfinished building blocks and materials that could be used to make a firearm or a machine gun conversion kit, and you encapsulate this into the various proposals for ghost gun laws, which they do, then all these common household things are actually ghost guns. And it will be up to the government on who to prosecute and who not to prosecute. So politically, if you say something against the government, or you irritate the local people or your neighbors, they could turn you in for anything. So keep this in mind when the fools are talking about ghost guns. Please comment, rate, subscribe. We'll see you on the next video.